Welcome back, friends. In the last session, we discussed about few short prompting and iterative prompting. And this in this session, we're going to discuss about the advanced prompting techniques. So, which will blow your mind. And we're going to discuss one of the most important prompting technique that is called magic prompt. So using that, you can structure your in prompt request so that you can guide the LLM to get the response, right? Okay, let me share my screen. So in the last session, we discussed about the iterative prompt. How can we can improve the prompt over multiple iterations, right? And we discussed about systematic refinement strategies. And today start with the context windows. So all these LLMs, either with ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, all these LLMs work in the tokens, work the tokens. Token is the kind of word, right? So whichever LLM is able to process the large number of tokens, it can handle the large number of responses. So these are tokens for ChatGPT 3.5 can handle 4,000 tokens, GPT-4 can handle 32,000 tokens, and Cloud can handle 1 lakh tokens so that you can get extensive response from the LLM, right? So this is called the capacity of the LLM to hold the number of tokens. We call it as a context window, right? So there is a strategic context window management, and let me see some prompts based on that one. Practical context window examples. So you want to do some document analysis. The document is very huge. It might be a 50 pages document or 100-page document. If that document is huge, the LLM needs to have capacity to process that document, right? Maybe in that document there are millions of words or thousands of words. Then that much capacity the LLM should have to process that tokens, right? Okay. So here is one simple example. Analyze 50-page report for key insights. So I'm uploading some kind of document, and the 50-page document, it contains the market size, market changes, competitive movements, consumer behavior shifts. So that document contains about these concepts. And I want a report. What report I want is, I want executive summary, simple 3 bullet points, and top 3 market trends, key recommendations, risk management. So I want to focus only on these topics only. I don't want rest of the things, right? So in that case, I can design my prompt like that, right? So if you design this prompt, what happens? It will, we upload the document, and we will get output accordingly, only these 3 things, right? Likewise, if you have any JavaScript code and you want to review the JavaScript code, you want LLM to review your code. Your LLM also work as a code reviewer, right? Then you can give the context. What point of code you want to review, and requirements, right? You want to validate input, handle API failures on that term, right? And the code you want to review, that code you will insert over here, and the review focus points, security vulnerabilities, error handling, performance issues. It will review the code and will give the points about this. What is any security vulnerabilities are there, any error handling mistakes are there, how performance issues we can be able to fix. So give detailed code review are based on these points, right? And next is very important is prompt chaining of the prompts, right? So there are multiple types of chaining. This is sequential chaining, parallel chaining, and the conditional chaining. So how sequential chaining look like this is, each step depend upon the previous output. So first prompt, analyze this customer feedback, identify top three pain points. This is first point. And we will give the customer feedback as an input, add the customer feedback, and your prompt will see the customer feedback and gives us the top 3 pain points. This is pain point A, pain point B, pain point C, like that, right? And next, for each pain point, suggest two specific solutions. The pain point is there. How I need to fix that pain point? What solution you prefer? So ChatGPT take that each pain point and provide as a solution, right? And third, prioritize these solutions by implementation difficulty and impact. So out of these three solutions, which solution I need to prioritize first, right? So these are all called sequential chaining. First, I will get the pain points. First, I will get the pain point, and second, for each pain point, I want a solution. And the third step, I want to prioritize the solutions, right? So this is the sequential chaining. And one more type is the parallel chaining. Like multiple prompts work different on different aspects simultaneously. So in one prompt, I will say analyze the technical requirements of this project, analyze the budget requirements of this project, analyze the timeline requirement of this project. These are three different areas, right? So we can use these three prompts as a parallel execution. There is no dependency between the technical and budget and timeline. So each prompt will work in parallel and will get that report based on for each prompt. So finally combine this analysis, technical, budget, timeline into comprehensive project plan. So it adds all these three reports, the responses, and we create a project plan for us. This is a parallel chaining. And another is conditional chaining, right? So evaluate this business data, evaluate if this idea is viable, yes or no with reasoning. So we will give some business idea to the LLM to ChatGPT, and we are asking ChatGPT to evaluate that business idea is viable idea or not. If it is viable idea, then create a business plan outline for this viable idea, right? If that is not, then suggest three modifications to make the idea viable. So this is conditional thing. So we are just inputting the business idea and we are asking to check it is viable idea or not. If it is viable, we are asking the business plan. If it's not viable, we are asking how we can make it is a viable, right? This is one of the conditional chaining, right? And next, practical chaining examples like a content marketing campaign. We want to go as step by step. For the first step, we want to research, and second step, we want to go with strategy, and third step, we want to do content calendar, and fourth step, we have content creation, right? So for content marketing campaign, these four steps are required. In first step, we give command related to that one, research, and second step, based on the research, these output of the first step will give as input to the second step. Insert results means the output of first step, we go into second step. And output of second step, we give as the input to the third step, right? And output of third step, we give an input to the fourth step and we create the content. This is called practical chaining, content chaining prompts also. Problem solving chain, like problem definition, root cause analysis, solution generation, solution selection, implementation plan. These also we can do stepwise, right? This is also one kind of prompting technique. All right. And while giving the prompting, we can add some constraints. Based on that constraints, you want to generate the response, right? If you don't give constraints, it won't take that into account. It will give some generic response. If you give constraint, if you apply that condition, and it will give the response as per that constraint. So see, how control how the input is structured means you want input, how output is structured. You want output in some structured manner. So your response should be exactly 3 bullet points, not more than that, not less than that, right? And your output you're expecting JSON format, and your output structure as problem, solution, implementation. Like first you tell the problem and it will be the solution and implementation. Your output, you want that thing, right? And maximum 150 words, not more than that. and use header H1, H2, H3 only. Some bold, large headers you want, right? So this, if you add this to the prompt, then your response will be according to this. It's three bullet points and the JSON format and all like this, right? Okay. Likewise, you can add more constraints, content constraints, format constraints, tone constraints. You want to have a professional tone or eighth grade lead level, active voice only. Like you can add some constraints. Based on that constraints, you will get the response from the LLM, right? So this is a constraint application, and third is educational content. Oh, without constraints, we give explain machine learning is very generic, and explain machine learning with constraint with these constraints. You want to target audience is high school students. You need to explain machine learning for high school students. 5 minute read time, analogies from sports or cooking, three real world examples, mathematical equations. Then your response should be according to these constraints, right? And there is one more thing, it's called temperature control. This is one of the parameter in LLM in the to get response. If you low temperature means it is kind of the uh, it produces a deterministic and focused one. High temperature means it returns the response is more creative. Right? Based on that, you need to set the temperature. Right? So 0 to 0, 0.0 to 0.3 means low temperature. It is highly focused, deterministic and consistent response you will get. If you get one highly creative and potentially chaotic, means your temperature should be in between. So if it is zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.6, balanced creativity and consistency, right? Okay, based on what kind of response you are expecting, you want a creative response, you want to focus consistent response. Based on that, we need to set the temperature, right? So this is the about the theoretical part of the prompt engineering, and we will see some real world practical example in the next session about magic prompting and how to set the temperature and how to add the constraints. With all things, we see the magic prompts with prompt execution in the next session. Thank you so much.